Alright. Hello and welcome back to our podcast on the CDL.
You forgot the name, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I was about to say our name before I got interrupted.
Oh, sorry.
Jeez. Come on, get with the program, essay. No, I'm kidding. Welcome all to Deathcoms. Yay. Clapping in the background. Yay.
If you give me a minute, I'll go get my Zippo and, really sit here and wave it back and forth.
Oh, wow. Yeah, let's go. Get the party started. As always, I am accompanied by my co-host, my best friend, my duo, Bio. How are you doing today?
For once, I'm not going to be a negative Nancy. I'm actually doing pretty good.
Oh, look at that! Well, I mean, you have to do dishes later, but that's okay. That's beside the point. You know. I mean, I still have to go do my dishes too, so, nah.
Not even the threat of that can get me off of the high that was Major 1.
Okay, let's talk about it. Oh, dude, 4 days, non-stop action. From Thursday all the way to Sunday.
Well, there was some stop action in there, and we're gonna cover that. But
we're gonna try to fly as fast as we can through most of these. Some of these.
Yeah, there's like a handful that I really want to touch base on.
Yeah, some of them were shockers. Some of them really weren't. Just with what we know and what we've seen. Leading up to, Major 1 with all the qualifiers that happened beforehand, but yeah.
I can't talk shit about Paris Legion no more. It's official. NYSL is the worst team in the CDL.
I'm sorry. Forget nope, not in my book. Okay, in my book, New York is above Paris. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get there. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Because, trust me, I just... Anyway.
So, just as a forewarning here, I was not able to catch all of the games.
Okay.
So, because I think I caught a majority of Thursday. Friday I missed completely. I don't know what the hell I had going on, but Friday I missed completely because I was shocked about some of the results on that one. So yeah, we can go take it off the top if you want. Oh fuck! Now I lost my spot. There it is. We can take it off the top if you want, or if you have something you want to touch base with first.
Yeah, I would like to touch base on a couple things. I don't know if we mentioned this last week or not, or the last time we did this. But as far as control goes, they are switching it up between the ticks and the lives matter. So instead of it being, defense determined by deaths that they have or number of defends or whatever, it's actually going to go now to ticks completed. So if they get 4 and the other team gets 3, then it goes to the team that has 4, and vice versa and stuff like that. So
all right, you might want to specify what goes to the team that has 4.
Okay, so the team with the more kills will have the defense. Is it defense round? More ticks. I'm sorry. See, it's with all this new system that they're bringing into it.
No, this ain't a new system. They had this shit figured out in Cold War.
Well,
and they somehow still managed to fuck it up.
Not until the middle of the year.
The point that I'm trying to drive home is they had.
But you're talking about different developers, though. Like, they don't talk to each other, and that's another thing, too. It's like...
But CDL
Yeah, and I get that.
CDL itself, like I said, I know I went on to a rant about this in a previous episode, where the CDL needs to come in and they need to be like, look,
2 episodes ago,
we're the bosses. These are the rules. Do it. You don't like it? There's the door.
Right. But again,
they should have had. I'm thrilled with the news you're putting out, but they should have had it carried over from last year.
They should have, yes, but they didn't. They're like I wish that they had like a dedicated team for like certain things when it comes to Call of Duty. Like a specific team just works on MP, a specific team works on campaign, a specific team works on competitive side of it. You know, makes it enjoyable for everybody and stuff like that. You know, in a perfect world, that's what we all would want. You know, it's like function as one, essentially, is what I want. But you know, to each their own.
I think the big problem with what's going on right now is the fact that they've got too many lead devs for this.
They got too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
I mean, they got what? Toys for Bob and I'm gonna say Raven, just because. But there's like 1 or 2 other ones that are like support devs. But I mean, let's look at it. Toys for Bob, they did Spyro the Dragon, the remaster.
I don't even know who they are.
It's another developer inside Activision. But they did the Spyro Trilogy remaster.
What are they working on?
They are now a support dev for Call of Duty. I don't know what they do in Call of Duty, but it was announced that Toys for Bob is a support team now.
Toys for Bob?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking this up right now. See what is exactly that they do, so we at least have a basis of what they cover. Continue. Sorry.
But I don't think they have enough support devs with experience in FPSs to warrant having, all the main developers like Treyarch and Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer.
Oh, this was announced last year.
Yeah.
They worked on Verdansk 84 in the Season 3 of Call of Duty Cold War.
Yeah. What they're doing now, I couldn't tell you. So,
I don't think they're doing anything now.
They might be... they might be shuttered by now. Who knows?
I think
I know...
it could possibly be that they are working... Who did it last year?
Treyarch.
Okay, so I think that they're probably helping Treyarch out. So they're gonna wait until Treyarch spawns another game.
Yeah, because Infinity Ward covered Modern Warfare and Warzone. And then when Cold War came out, Treyarch was now lead on the yearly COD title, and Raven got bumped up to Warzone's keeper, I guess you could say. And then Ravens maintained Warzone while Sledgehammer took over.
That's interesting.
What?
They've worked on Overwatch.
Yeah, but again, I mean, what have they done? Well, because the only thing that I know them from is Spyro.
Well, they have
maybe like done... Crash Bandicoot? Question mark.
Yeah, they have. Skylanders.
Okay, so they have a lot of like platformer games on their pedigree. I don't think. Well, that we'll have to wait and see, because with oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. With Infinity Ward releasing Call of Duty this year, it having a 2-year life cycle now. We're gonna have to kind of wait and see how things shake up, because a lot of our gripes right now might be a moot point. Although I do think one thing they need to do is they definitely need to reevaluate their game modes for the CDL.
Why, you don't like Control?
No. No, I
know you do.
I actually took a cat nap during some Control matches this weekend. So
why are you lying? Just say you like it. It's okay. It's fine.
I can't lie to you like that, Vic. No.
You lied to me before, man.
But we're just gonna have to play it by ear, because what's going on this year is something that has not happened in how many freaking years has Call of Duty been out?
Oh, like what, 20? Person. But yeah,
20 years, ridiculous. I think, maybe. Because I know it came out in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, so, 2002. No, 2002.
Yeah. Back when, shows like Fear Factor were a thing. So I remember they actually, Activision paired up with the show Fear Factor as kind of like a promotional thing for Call of Duty. So
on this week's episode of Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Shoot an AR.
No, I was going to say, eat these bull testicles and you get a game of Call of Duty 1 for free.
Oh, what was it back? Oh, jeez, what Call of Duty was it?
I think it was just Call of Duty. It was Call of Duty something. I don't remember what the undertitle was, but it was the first one. Call of Duty Finest Hour, maybe, or something like that.
It released. Okay, no, that was October 2003.
Yeah.
So we're almost at that 20-year mark.
Yeah, so about 20 years. And they've released a Call of Duty pretty much every year. I mean, there might have been like a little bit of a gap when it first came out. Because when did Call of Duty 2 come out?
2005. So it was Call of Duty, just Call of Duty was the name of it. And then you had Call of Duty 2 in 2005.
And then 3.
A little history lesson here for us guys. In 2006, Call of Duty 3 came out.
Okay, so with the exception of the gap between the first game and the second game, I believe Call of Duties then have come out every year.
Yeah, because Modern Warfare came out in 2007. The original, the Call of Duty 4, sorry, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, released in 2007. And then after that, 2008 with World at War. Followed by the greatest call of all time, in my opinion, Modern Warfare 2.
I'd say it's a toss-up with Black Ops.
I said in my opinion.
I'm saying it's too close in terms of enjoyment between Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops.
That is your opinion, and I respect your opinion.
But yeah, so
I did enjoy the zombies in Black Ops, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did enjoy that. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But as you can see from the list that you were reading off there, it's every year consistently. So we're going to just have to wait and see how things pan out, because we have a lot of unanswered questions. As far as I know, they haven't released a statement on, is there going to be 2 years of Modern Warfare 2, or is there going to be a year of Modern Warfare 2, and then they release a remaster of Black Ops or something, So we'll have to wait and see.
From what I've heard, and I'm sorry again to cut you off, but from what I've heard, it's 2 years of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 quotes.
Well, because they also have like another free to play thing coming out.
Yeah, but that's strictly zombies though. From what I've heard.
That's been confirmed.
Yeah, that's from what I've heard. So.
Okay. I hadn't heard anything about this free-to-play title. All I've heard is that there's supposedly one coming out in 2023 alongside Warzone 2. So, but either way, we're just going to have to kind of buckle up and see what's going to go down. But I think we can all kind of agree on the fact that the CDL needs to change some things up by... Honestly, it might be a fast game mode, but I'd love to see them drop control and just fucking throw TDM in there or something, you know?
No, or they'll probably go back to capture the flag, or
well,
I'd
be okay with
boots on the ground.
Okay with that too.
Yeah, I think since it's gonna be a boots on the ground, I think that they're gonna go back to CTF. And I think that they're gonna stray away from all the broken walls and doors and stuff like that, like they have now. I mean, which wouldn't be a bad idea.
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of on the fence with it. Like,
bro, you can shoot through a building, cross map, and kill somebody.
Hold on. I didn't say I was a fan of cross mapping people through buildings.
I mean,
what I am a fan of, though, is, the breakable objects, like the doors, for instance. How many times in Modern Warfare were little punk-ass bitches camping behind doors? Now you can just go and eliminate the door and, not have to worry about it. So, that'd be I do like the indestructible environments to a point. I don't like the fact, like you said, that you can just, spray and pray through every freaking wall in this game. Let's not forget about some of the busted perks that are now out, where there's, like, essentially a wall hack perk. So...
Was I gaming with you that one time where, I forget what map it was, but they were just, like, using LMGs and just straight up shooting
yes.
from... Okay. Oh, it was decoy, wasn't it?
No.
No? Okay. I thought it was decoy.
It was not decoy. No, it was, Oh, shit. I know it was a big map, or, well, bigger, so it's not like a DOS house or anything like that. It wasn't a decoy. It wasn't Dome.
No. I swear it was decoy.
It wasn't decoy.
It just felt like it was for some reason.
No, it wasn't decoy because we were all like, because decoy you could shoot through fucking almost anything on that map, so it's not really a shocker that you get shot through a building. Desert Siege, maybe?
No.
Hotel, whatever. I can't remember the name.
Hotel Royale? No, it wasn't that either. Like in my mind, I know. Like in my mind, I want to say decoy, but if you say it's not, then
no, it was. We'll have to look at. We'll have to really think back on it, because I don't want to sit here playing 20 questions all night trying to figure out the map you got cross mapped through. But I do remember
because you were bitching about. I mean, it's your character is what you do most. You were complaining about it. And it was just
like it is. I was bitching about it because, let's face it, it's crap.
It is. It was crap. And yes, I was there with you bitching as well. I was like, this isn't fucking fair. It's not fun just to get cross-mapped.
It was an S&D match. I know that.
Was it? Yeah, okay, yeah.
And so it wasn't on decoy.
Are you sure?
Yes. Castle, maybe? No, it wasn't Castle.
No. We'll come back to it. We'll visit this question later.
All we know is it was a Vanguard map, and it was S&D, and it wasn't decoy.
And it was just,
shoot house.
In my mind, I think it was decoy, and no, it definitely was not DOS house. I mean, granted that map is small, but whatever. Anyway.
But no, I like the fact that like say Berlin, for instance. I know, crappy map, but like I believe it's A Point for S&D. That wall that's just glass that you can shoot through, and like it actually just. I like that aspect of it. You know, I like the fact that there are some walls that you can go and shoot through, like say Tuscan P5. Is there 5 points on Tuscan? I can't remember.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so P5 up in that house with the staircase that goes down to the main level. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
You know, so like having walls that you could blast through, kind of like that. That's cool. I love that, but I don't like the fact that every gun just blasts through walls like a sign. Then you might as well just fucking put us in a goddamn field and say, have at it. You know? So, I hope they keep the destructible doors. If they want to get rid of the destructible walls and shit, okay, I can live with it. But as long as you can go and, you know, get rid of doors, I'm perfectly fine. Because, you know, that does lead to a little bit of a tactical thing. Like, okay, you know, there's a good chance somebody's on the other side of this door. Somebody throw a nade, blow the door open, and then the other guy, you know, another teammate can go and run up and throw a grenade through the door, you know, that type of thing. So that'd be kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. So I do hope some type of destructible environment deal is there. I just I just think Sledgehammer dropped the ball with because you remember the AS Val when that first came out?
AS Val, damn, you're talking about Advanced Warfare.
Nope, Modern Warfare 2019.
The AS, oh, the VAL, the VAL.
Yep.
The single shot. What do they call it?
It was actually full auto, but there was a barrel attachment or a magazine attachment that turned it into a semi-automatic.
Yeah, semi-auto weapons.
When that first came out, you could literally shoot through the entire frickin' map. You know? So, right now, Vanguard, it's like every gun is an AS Val, in my opinion. A fucking busted gun. The difference is, Infinity Ward went in and were like, hey, we're going to fix this shit. And it was like patched within, what, a week? Maybe 2? So. But yeah, so I agree. You know, they need to tweak the formula, but I will give credit where credit is due, and I think they were onto something. If they want to put doors into these games, that's fine. I appreciate it just because it kind of gives it that one more little bit of like, you know, this realness to it, and not like not like what Treyarch did last year, where there were no doors anywhere. It's like we were playing in a world where doors hadn't been invented yet. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Dang, I'm spacing right now.
Announcements, anything like that?
Other announcements. Do we have anything else? A couple of players, announcements, that have been floating around. I don't know if you want to talk about that, Bio. I don't know if you've heard.
I've heard bits and pieces. Like, I think, There's rumor going around that Slasher's getting dropped from Gorillas, that Clay's getting dropped from NYSL, or benched or traded is what I heard. When I heard about Slasher, I heard he's just getting dropped. That there's a beef between Clay and Krim. In my opinion, Krim's ass should be the one fucking gone because Clay was one of the big reasons why NYSL did anything last year. That's just my opinion. It is a biased opinion because I am a fan of Claysters. So, I mean, take it as you will. But
like in the
if you remember back to back last year, a lot of like the desk people, the announcers, whatnot like that, they were all saying that Clay is the freaking leader of this team. He's the one that's sitting here, he's the driving force behind NYSL and what they're doing on these maps.
And look what he did. Success that they had.
Yeah. So I think, don't get me wrong, Krim is talented. I might not like the guy because I think he's a pompous ass, but I got to give credit where credit is due. The guy is very talented, but to boot Clay like that, I think would be a huge slap to the face. In my opinion,
I think what they were basing their stuff off is of like the major tournament showing that each one of them had. So it's not just gonna be Clay; it's also gonna be Royalty. He's gonna be also gonna get removed from the team.
Well, me personally, I don't have an issue with Royalty getting dropped.
Neptune's gonna be coming back in.
Granted, Royalty's only had, 3 weeks total. That's including scrim time with NYSL, and he really hasn't shown any promise.
Two weeks, I think it was. Yeah, we'll talk about that one, I guess, when we come to them and we talk about them.
Well, we can touch base more on this stuff as the news develops.
Yeah.
Because right now everything we're talking about is pure speculation.
Yes.
There has not been a definitive
confirmation.
Yep. So, I guess as those type of announcements are made, we can go and touch base with those. Like, say if there's an announcement made tomorrow, well, then we'll touch base on it next week.
The following week, yep. So
yep.
We'd like to have concrete answers on, okay, this is what's going on and stuff and so forth. So.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy good speculation discussion, but right now I think it's too. Right now, I think it's too soon to really say anything. Well, that too, but I also think it's too soon to say anything because we just don't know. So,
yeah.
But I'm ready to go and start making our way down the list because we got quite a few games. Probably gonna touch on a few of them here. So, all right. Who do you want? Who wants to take lead here?
I guess I will.
Okay.
To start off the Thursday match, we have Atlanta FaZe versus Boston Breach, and
nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That was the first match.
No, it wasn't. London Royal Ravens versus LA Gorillas.
Oh, shoot. Okay, whoops. My bad. I forgot about that game.
How could you forget about that game? It was one of the worst CDL teams last year that, Well, go ahead. I won't steal your thunder.
You're stealing my thunder. Why don't you just take it then?
Fine, I will. You just wanted to read your fucking. You just wanted to read your Atlanta face shit.
You know I did.
So,
not even a lie.
The actual first game was London Royal Ravens versus the LA Gorillas on Thursday, March 3rd, with London taking the win at 3-2. Honestly, this was one of those games that I was really entertained by. London has definitely stepped it up. They were in shambles last year. It was bad. And to see them bounce back like this against a team of pros that honestly should be a force to be reckoned with. Congrats to London on this one. Let me go and pull up the stats here. So, back.
What happened? I'm here.
Never mind.
We are looking at the stats.
Yeah, it's bugged again. I was sitting here like, what in the hell? Why is London Royal Ravens winning 3-2 when it shows LAG winning 3-2? But anyway, we had Tuscan Hardpoint 250-241 going to London. Then we had a really fun game of S&D 6-5 going to LAG.
Mm-hmm.
Gavutu Control 3-2. 100-point club, holy shit, 250-98 Berlin Hardpoint. Wow. I forgot about that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, you go ahead. This is your turn. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Touch base because I was just going to roll into the next match. So
I was just going to be like, yeah, that's when you knew the London Royal Ravens came out to play. After that first match of Hardpoint just to win by 9 and then 100-point club them in the second Hardpoint. Like, talk about dominance.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, I'm really, thrilled with these guys. Mm-hmm. London is definitely stepping it up. I'm happy to see a team like that. I mean, they're no Atlanta FaZe, but for a bunch of more or less new guys, rookies, I'm glad to see them doing this. Yeah. I hope they can continue to build off of it.
Of course.
They had a great showing this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll talk about it as they go further in, but, it's definitely a wonderful surprise for the London fans, and, I'm happy that they came out with a dub on this one.
And then last match was S&D and Desert Siege. London 6-3. So it's definitely a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just kind of I'm not gonna lie, I do feel kind of bad for LAG. They are struggling, and they got a lot of talent on that team, but hopefully they bounce back here in Major 2 qualifiers. So let's start with the qualifiers first. So
baby steps, yeah, baby steps. The qualifiers to Major 2.
But go ahead and take us on to our next one.
All right, the next one is one of my favorite matches. Let's go. Although I kind of felt kind of bad on this one. But as I said before, the Atlanta FaZe walked out with a dub 3-0 on this one against the Boston Breach. It was obviously, it's my boys, my Atlanta FaZe boys, and obviously, I'm gonna root for them no matter what. But then they have Zinni, Capsule, and Nero on the other side, and it's like, or Zero or Nero. It's one of them two.
I don't know, and honestly, I don't want to back out the look because then I'm gonna have to try to find all these games again.
No, give me a sec. If you give me a second, I'll just pull up my tracker here for everyone. But anyway, going back, the boys came out on fire and kept up the pace. Nero. Nero is the other one. I'm not a fan of TJ that much, as you guys will find out eventually. Or if you haven't found out already. Just saying.
Or they just did find out.
Or they just did find out. I'm not a fan of him. He's a big reliability. And I'm going to stick to that.
Well, you know, I agree with you. He is a bit of a liability here, but considering Boston is a brand new team, whatnot like that, you know,
yeah,
they're doing some good work. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a bit tough because, you know, I do like some of their players, and, you know, it's like...
Quick question here, Hoss. Did we do any predictions for the Thursday games?
We did, but I did not write them down because we said it was just for fun, and there was no point in writing it down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I remember. But yeah, so as we see here in the first game, Bocage, 250 to 207, they kept it close. All I remember from this match, that Zinni kept it close. Or Methods kept it close. Like, he was popping off in this game, so was Capsule, and so was Nero. TJ, I really didn't hear any much commotion about. It was just them three that were just like keeping it in the game as close as could be. But you know, once you see Atlanta rolling, they start to roll. So, and then Search and Destroy with the 6-4 victory and the Control 3-1 in Tuscan. It was pretty much just a one-sided affair on this one. Unfortunate, but you know, still.
Quick.
Go ahead.
Quick side note. This is going to be kind of random, has nothing to do with the games, but I'd have to say Boston Breach has the worst logo in the CDL.
Totally random, but yeah, okay.
Well, no, because I'm actually sitting here looking at it, and usually when they're like, "Oh, Boston," I don't look at their logos, and actually sitting here looking at them, like, this makes no sense whatsoever. Maybe that's the B, that wall, that line there is maybe a wall or something. The X is a breach for that wall, maybe.
Okay, so
I don't know. I feel like I'm reaching here.
So for Boston Breach, the Boston part is like the white outline of the B. The green part of the inner B is for the breach part, and then I guess the X is like putting a stamp on it.
The wall that's being breached. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That's how I look at it. I know they explained it, like when they did their release press of the actual team, like when they presented the whole team and stuff, but I forgot, like exactly what this is.
I don't know how you could go and do a design for Boston Breach, but maybe that was just a bad name choice in general.
We'll look into it. Just remind me later.
I mean, anyway, we can continue on. Sorry for the random tangent on that. I just looked at that and like, wow, that makes no sense. So, but yeah, this one here is kind of the game that I kind of got up and I'm like, well, FaZe is going to win this, and I kind of did some shit around the house, you know, like I think I was doing, maybe starting to do like some laundry or something that day, so I was getting up and leaving and take care of that and come back, watch a little bit, and it's like,
did you remember to separate the whites from the colors?
Ah, dang. No.
Ah, see. That's why my stuff came out all different colors. Man. Tell you, give you something simple to do, you mess that up too.
Hey, I happen to like my underwear tie-dyed. Thank you. Anyway, moving on here.
Yes, we are moving on to the next game.
So the next game here, we've got LA Thieves versus Toronto Ultra. Ultra winning at 3-2. Honestly, this one here, I was hoping my Thieves would, you know, knock Ultra down. I mean, it just seems like
that storyline was written, and I think this is one of those matches that is going to go down like a classic between both of these two teams, and I could see that because it was so close. And I know that, or at least in this one, I mean, I was hopeful for for the LA Thieves because they were a better team than the Ultra. Let's be honest about that.
Like, remember what I was saying with how Minnesota Rocker, it feels like they're missing something.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they find that something, they're going to pop off, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about the LA Thieves. Like, they're good, they're consistently good, but when you look at games like this, or series like this, you could definitely see that there's that one thing that's missing. And as soon as they get that, I could easily see them being, a top 5, hell, maybe even a top 4 team.
No. I'm sorry. No. I'm giving LA Thieves top 3, if that. I think so. Okay, granted. Well, I do know right the players on the team. Like I've seen them play longer. I've seen their Go ahead, sorry.
Right now, the reason why I would say top 4, top 5 is, let's look at your big 3. You've got FaZe, Optic, and London. Right now, London is consistent, and they are a powerhouse. That's why I think they would be a top 4 team. Argument for top 3 because, with London. But right now, I would say definitely solid top 4 if they can go and get this working. So, but do you got anything to touch on that before I go and start rolling down the list of scores?
I think in my opinion, what they need to fix, I would say, is the S&D.
Oh yeah, that's pretty evident from what we're looking at here. So
yeah.
Why don't we go and use that as a transition? Let's go and start going through these stats real quick. We have Gavutu Hardpoint, LA Thieves 250, 167. That was an entertaining game to watch from the Thieves' perspective. Now, like I agree with Vic here. We have Tuscan S&D Ultra coming out 6-2. Tuscan Control 3-2 for Toronto. Then we've got Berlin Hardpoint 250 to 145. And rounding out the fifth game here, we've got S&D Desert Siege Ultra winning at 6-3. So it seems like they have their hard points down. And what they need to, I agree with you, what they need to work on is they definitely need to work on that S&D. I could be maybe forgiving a little bit, like, if their S&D game on, say, maps the size of, like, Berlin, Desert Siege, were a little bit lacking, but their S&Ds on Bocage and Tuscan were on point. So, hello.
Yep, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, like in the control aspect of this match, I felt like they kind of threw a couple lives away, which gave Toronto the edge to take the defending point.
I wish we could tell how many ticks they had and stuff like that, and then we could actually see, okay, well, if they're going to do the ticks thing, would that have made a difference? But no, this was one of those entertaining games for me.
It was. So. It was a really entertaining game. It just ended in a way that I didn't want it to end. In favor, I mean, granted, yes, Ultra is Ultra, but I ultimately I wanted the boys to win, the Thieves to win. But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
No, I'm just happy to see that the Thieves have had a consistent lineup all through qualifier Major 1. Whereas last year it seemed like every 3 games it's like, oh, we're going to swap this guy out, bring this guy in, and whatnot like that. So, I'm happy that they're finally clicking. But I'm ready to go on to this next game here when you are.
And see, and just to touch base on what you just mentioned, it's like, it's also, this team was put together within, well, all these teams, in theory, were put together to beat the Atlanta FaZe.
Well, the current lineup for Thieves, do I say Thieves would take World Championships? Nope, not even close.
I would say yes.
Not against Atlanta.
I would still say yes. It's going to be a tough match, of course, yes, but you have 9 games and you play all the maps. But in the long haul, I would cut out the edge to the Thieves, just being how things are working right now. But that could also change, tomorrow. Like, it could be a totally different story,
Well, yeah, because they're changing control.
Yeah.
Control's kind of the wild card here because you have, say, Atlanta's better at S&D. Okay, well then LA is better at hardpoint, so the two cancel each other out.
But what wins you? Well, what wins you a major tournament? S&D.
Control. Wow.
You have more S&D matches than you do hardpoint and control.
How do you figure on that?
Best of 9.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about like the grand final.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like just like looking at it here as is. I was like,
that doesn't make any sense. No, not in this format, but in like because I'm thinking championship round, best of 9.
Okay.
Your S&Ds
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when it comes down to it, in my opinion, take it as you will. I think control is right now the deciding factor. Because if your S&D game is weak, you need to get this control win.
And I think what we saw in the qualifier when Thieves would win their S&Ds, I think it just came down to luck at that point.
Yeah. So they need to buckle down. They need to get their S&D game figured out. But let's give them a round of applause, though. I mean, they are putting on one hell of a freaking show right now. And I definitely think with a little bit more fine-tuning, a little bit more practice, they could definitely turn their S&D game around.
Oh, and I don't doubt it. And, I like this core of 4 that they have. LA Thieves, that is, with Octane, Draza, Kenny, and Envoy. I like all 4 of them. They mesh well together. In-game chemistry as well as outside chemistry goes a long way. So they just need to be more confident in having each other's backs, pretty much.
Well,
for S&D.
I think I definitely like this lineup better than what they had going on last year. Last year, it just felt like. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm. I think what he was going to touch on is last year's LA Thieves team. They kept rotating. I know he said it before, but rotating someone from the team, with a bench player. Okay, you're swapped out, you're in, you're out, you're in.
I think the only consistent team member last year was Kenny.
Yes, he was the only one that was consistent. So, for those who don't know, Octane came from Seattle, Envoy came from Optic. Chicago?
Yep.
Yeah. And then Draza was on the bench for LA Thieves, but he was getting swapped in and out. So he was like the one that just kept getting replaced. But he would always show up, so he now has a starting role on the team, which is great. He's a great player, so hats off to him and what all they're doing. So, but I see this team go into a championship, in my opinion. Bio says no, but I digress.
I would give the edge. Honestly, I would give the edge to FaZe, just because they've been in that position before.
But we're assuming we're assuming that FaZe is going to go. What if FaZe don't go, and Optic
well, if FaZe don't go, then
and Optic don't make it, and Ultra also don't make it?
Look, this is what I'm basing it off of. Okay, I am basing it off of how dominant the teams are this week. This week, if it was to carry over, it'd be a hard fight. I don't know, in the high pressure situation that is champs, I don't know if Thieves would be able to pull it off. I would hope they would. I'd sit there and root for them anyway, but I don't know if they would have the chops.
Okay.
So, I'm not sitting here slamming them or anything like that. I just think Atlanta FaZe has that. Oh my God! Now I'm drawing a freaking blank on what I was going to say. Atlanta FaZe has experience. Has experience being in the hot seat, being in those very
pressured moments.
Yeah. So
Okay.
That right there is what I would draw it down to. But anyway,
okay.
I'm ready to move on here if you are.
Okay. The next match is Optic Dallas versus Seattle Surge. Optic ended up winning 3-0 on this one.
I thought it was Optic Texas.
Optic Texas. I said Dallas, didn't I? Yeah. Yep. Optic Texas.
At least you got it. At least you were in the right state. Fuck. When I went and did my blunder the other week, it was like one was on the other side of the country.
Yeah. Shall we recall?
No, we can keep going.
LA FaZe. Anybody? Does that ring a bell?
Keep going.
He hates me. So anyway, Optic came out, dominated in 3-0 fashion. One of the things that I noticed, even though, granted, it was a Seattle team, but it's still on the winner's side, on the winner's bracket. Optic improved on their search and destroys. And I caught that from the very beginning of this tournament, of this major.
Yeah, it's because fucking Shotzi was using the wrong muzzle attachment.
I was actually going to talk about. I can't tell with you and you.
The sarcasm.
It was just so monotone. I couldn't tell.
Anyway.
No, I was gonna talk about Dashi. This man has improved. Watching his gameplay from this year and remembering what he did last year, it's leagues different. He's not ego chowing something he shouldn't ego challenge and then dying, recklessly. He's actually being patient, waiting for it.
Was Dashi on Optic last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
I guess so.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember the team from last year. It was Scump, Formal, Envoy, Dashi.
Okay.
I want to say Dashi. Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right too. I mean, I could always look it up.
But I honestly, I would say the biggest shocker for me on this one was the downfall of Seattle Surge. You know, they started out like hot ass shit, and the last 2 weeks it's been kind of they've been kind of just like falling apart.
They have, yeah, they have, and they started fire hot, going to the finals of the kickoff, and then.
But no, they were still consistently good. It was up until like week 3.
No, I think it was week 2 when they started to.
But I don't think so. Here, fuck. I'll just come back March 3rd. Let's go and take a peek. So. Yeah, February 11th. I think was their last win. Yeah, February 11th was their last win because they got 3-0'd by Florida. And then, 3-0'd by Optic, so. Yeah, the last one was against Minnesota Rocker, it looks like. Anyways. Yeah, I think you want to touch base on this one?
Like I just with what I said about Search and Destroy, pretty much, and how they improved on that game mode, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to see Optic. You know, Optic definitely had some struggles. You know, the first 2 weeks of the qualifier, they shit the bed. Then the third week, there was that controversy with, I believe it was Shotzi having a GA'd muzzle attachment on there. So, there was a bit of that hanging over their heads, but then they consistently rided that wave and haven't let up. So, congrats to Optic on this one. Kind of sucks to see Seattle start out really kick ass, like, holy shit, what is this team? To, business as usual based off of their performances last year. So, hopefully they can kind of turn it around. I mean, recapture that fire that they had. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. 3-0. Congrats to Optic on this one.
Mm-hmm. And yes, it was Dashi on Optic Chicago last year.
Okay.
So, on to the next one.
All right, I think this is losers. First game,
yes.
loser bracket. First game, Friday, March 4th, we had Los Angeles Gorillas versus Minnesota Rocker. Minnesota Rocker taking the cake in a very dominating fashion, 3-0. Kafutu Hardpoint, they 250 to 175. Berlin, S&D, 6-3 going to Rocker, and Kafutu Control, 3-2. Not much to really say on this one. I wasn't super impressed. I don't think I caught all of this one. I think I got some of it. But when push comes to shove, I'm not really too shocked by LAG's performance. I want them to be good. They've got the talent on that team, but obviously something is not working. Congrats to Rocker on this one. I'm definitely glad to see them come out on it. like I said, this is one of those teams that all they need is that right spark lit under their ass, and it's good to go.
Okay. As far as my say, obviously, in the Search and Destroys, Minnesota Rocker is gonna come out, play well. I'm all game for it. Um, the guys on Minnesota Rocker, their hard points and obviously their respawns, like hard point and control aren't the best, but they came out and showed out that, you know what, yeah, like Bio said, push comes to shove, like, yeah, we'll step up, like, let's go, we'll give you a fight, and I'm glad that they won 3-0 in a 3-0 fashion, which is splendid. I'm also a Minnesota fan, just because of the players, love the players there, so that's pretty much it. I'm just glad that they've improved on those. Hopefully they can continue to improve on the respawns, and once they get it all down packed and they understand like the rotations and like stuff like that, like the key parts of a respawn, then great, move on, let's get it.
Okay, moving on.
Alright, moving on to the next one. This one, the LA Thieves, since they were knocked down to the losers bracket, they faced the New York Subliners. They played on Gavutu Hardpoint and they won 250 to 230, as you guys can see. On Bowcage, the Search and Destroy, they won 6-3. And on Gavutu Control, 3-1. 3-0 fashion for the LA Thieves. Not much really to say about this.
This is one that I actually got up and walked away from my TV. I didn't even come back and watch 1 ounce of this match because I already knew the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, this one was tough to see. Because granted, like I do want the Subliners to do well. But like going into this match, like I knew LA Thieves were gonna win. Even like I was even throwing them a bone and being like they might win one map in the whole series.
Look, nice. we might sit here and talk shit about LA Thieves or not LA Thieves, NYSL or Paris Legion, but we honestly we want all teams to succeed. It leads to better content. To see all these teams duking it out and putting on good shows. NYSL, they're dropping the ball.
Not
plain
watching.
Simple.
I'm not watching the game, or not even watching the game, just getting up and leaving. Like, and if you already know what the score's gonna be, like, you're leaving a lot to not. Like, I'm not being drawn in.
That's what happened. That's what happened last year. I honestly stopped watching. I watched Champs, and before that it would be like, oh hey, I've got nothing going on. Okay, I'll go and pop it on for a little bit. But I stopped watching it because of how dominating FaZe was. They'd occasionally get their licks like NYSL, beat them and Ultra beat them and whatnot like that. But I was like, 9 times out of 10, it was FaZe taking the win. So I was like, what's the point of watching this shit? And that's kind of how I felt with this one here. I mean, I want them to do good. These are my 2 teams here that I root for. I mean, don't get me wrong, I root for other ones, but well, okay, let's face it. The only reason why I root for NYSL is because Clay.
His man crush. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yep. I would too.
So, hopefully, NYSL gets their shit in gear, gets it figured out. If they drop Clay, well, screw NYSL. I'm not rooting for them anymore. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not a big fan of Krim. I mean, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he might be the Tom Brady of the CDL here, but
is he?
Well, everybody says he's the freaking GOAT.
He's the GOAT because he's won the most. Like, he's won more tournaments, not necessarily world championships. Well, technically, him and Clay are the only two players that have 4 rings.
But,
and I think
I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and. I'm not going to sit here. I understand that's his personality. That's the way he is. He just rubs me the wrong way. You know, I'm not sitting here saying the guy is, you know, a piece of shit, scum of the earth human being or anything. But it's his personality. It just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like him. Based off of here. Maybe, who knows? Maybe outside of this, he's a good guy. I don't know. But with the drama of last year, how he was, like, just destroying Hook, and then comes over to here, and him and Clay are freaking button heads. Hell, they got into a damn verbal fight. I believe it was before this game, as a matter of fact. If memory serves me right, with some of the stuff that I was watching with behind the scenes coverage of the CDL. So, you know, I support NYSL because of Clay. Period.
And why do you support the LA Thieves again?
Because they were the new team last year. They were the underdogs in everything, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to support them. And I was not disappointed. I mean, considering it was their, you know, freshman year, I think they put on a decent show for a freshman year outing. You know, a new.
What, they get top 8 last year?
I believe so. You know, new team, new. I can't think of the word that I wanted to use, but anyway, you get my point. You know, and it just carried over to this year. You know, LA Thieves is one of those because I like the team.
I thought you liked LA Thieves because of somebody else, but I forgot who. I thought it was because of Nate shot at first, and I was like, no, that would make sense, but then he'd be a team supporter, not a player supporter.
I honestly, before Thieves came out last year, I had no idea who Nate Shot was. So I strictly I mean, it's the same reason why back in the mid '90s I was a Jeff Gordon fan. From the time he rolled his car off the trailer to the day he retired, I was a Jeff Gordon fan. I didn't know anything of his previous exploits, whatnot like that. I was like, hey, this guy here, he's a new guy, and, you know, I'm going to go and support him. Well, the same applies here. I really don't follow a specific player on the Thieves that I'm like, holy shit, you know, I'm following this guy. So, I mean, anyway, I'm ready to go on here. I'm kind of just babbling at this point, but you know, congrats to the Thieves on this one. I would have honestly been shocked. And let's face it, NYSL, they were kind of screwed either way, because even if Thieves won, then they have to play against Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, either way you look at it, still would have been a tough game.
Yeah, I just kind of wish that they would have at least put up some type of a number instead of that big old goose egg. So
yeah, that's why I was throwing him a donut. I was like, not a donut, but a bone. I was like, come on, just one, just win me one. But no. But yeah, that's that. Moving on to the next one.
Is this one mine? Yeah, this one's mine, I believe.
Yes, this one's yours.
All right, so we've got Boston Breach versus Florida Mutineers. I'm honestly surprised that this one went the distance. I would have thought that Boston would have wrapped this up 3-0, maybe a 3-1. But no, Boston took the win 3-2 against Florida. Honestly, it looks like, with the exception of the first hard point, which was Bocage, and Tuscan Control.
Sorry.
It looks like they were it was relatively close games. So, at least there's that. We've got 250 to 159 Bocage Hardpoint going to Florida. 6-5 S&D Bocage going to Boston. We have 3-1 Tuscan Control going to Florida. And then 250 to 239 Tuscan Hardpoint and 6-4 Desert Siege S&D going to both of those going to Boston. So, congrats to Boston on this one. Really glad to see them, kicking some ass, whatnot like that, kind of growing, getting their legs up under them and whatnot like that. I kind of give Boston a bit more of a pass when it comes to, losses and stuff like that, just because it is a new team. Yeah, they do have some veteran players in there because, they have TJ Haley and Methods, right?
Yep.
So they got some veteran people on there, but they also have, 2 new guys, 2 rookies, and I don't think TJ's been a main the main SMG or main AR, has he?
No.
So, they're figuring things out. So, congrats to them on getting this win. Definitely well deserved. Florida, kind of went how I was expecting it. They're a good team. This one could have gone either way, to be quite honest with you. But to me, it feels like, Dave Patty, I think, for Florida is he's definitely one of those players you want to keep your eye on, especially after the CDL this year. See, if he sticks with Florida, he gets moved to a different team. I definitely think he's got some skill. He's a little bit raw right now, but I think he definitely has some skill, and you got Awakening on here who's consistently a force to be reckoned with. But I don't know, it just feels like to me the Boston Breach team as a whole meshes together better than what Florida does. So,
I guess in my for me, I'm glad that Boston won. It did go the distance. Game 5, round 10, but still, I'm happy that they won and they were able to, put together a decent run on this one. So hats off to them. Congrats on their victory. And yeah, I hope the Boston Breach are a good team, and I just hope that they keep building on it. It's because they can be a top 6 team, hands down, I think. But that's just my opinion. So, moving on to the next.
Yep, I'm good to go.
Okay. The next one, Seattle Surge versus Paris Legion. Paris won 3-2. Seattle took Tuscan 250 to 134, while Paris took
38.
38. Sorry.
138. Let's specify.
138. They can see the numbers. 138. You know what I mean.
What if they're doing dishes or something, they're listening to this in the background, and you're
that
being like,
true.
oh. Yeah.
So. That is true. Okay. I apologize.
Apology accepted.
Not to them. Everything is about you. Calm down, sir.
Gee, here, I thought you were apologizing to me. Never mind.
Go cry. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe I will.
Here now. Here. I'll pat you on the back. And then Paris took Desert Siege 6-5. Went to round 11 on that one. Tuscan was won by Seattle Surge, 3-2, close. And then Hardpoint went to Paris Legion, 250 to 186. Berlin Search and Destroy went to Paris, 6-3. Yeah. Seattle, y'all need to step up. That's all I'm gonna say. Just do better.
This was the this was the game when Saturday rolled around. I actually pulled up the stats for Friday. I was like, "What in the hell? How did Paris get into this day 3?" I was shocked, to say the least. Congrats to Paris on it. I'm glad to see them actually getting a dub.
Sorry, I despise Paris. I personally anyway, sorry Paris
They're
fans.
French. I understand it. Sorry, any French fans.
Hello? Yes, I can speak a little bit of French. Oui.
No, I accidentally dropped my controller and unplugged my cord. So I was like, oh shit, that was kind of, yeah. Anyway, congrats to Paris. Like I said, we want these teams to do good. So that way it's better viewing for you, me, everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So, congrats to them. It was definitely, a well-earned victory.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Seattle, they gotta step it up. I mean,
mm-hmm.
you start losing to Paris Legion, you got a freaking problem.
You got a major I'm sorry, Paris fans, peeps. Just one player. If you could just remove one player, I'd be happy as day. I'd be like, yes, Paris, we're in this, let's go. But it's just one player, just like how you can't see Crim 6, I can't see Temp. I'm sorry.
I really hope they're like, you know what, Arcedes, we don't want you anymore, we're getting Temp. And I'm going to be like, oh boy, what's Vic going to do now? Is he going to hold to his freaking word here? And he's going to stop supporting LA Face. God damn it, you just had to fucking go there.
Yes, we got it. Yes.
But anyway.
We welcome it.
Anyway, as I was saying, would you drop Atlanta FaZe then? Because Temp is on there? Or would you support them knowing Temp is on there? So
okay, but damn it, because then that would contradict everything I say. Like I'm not. But okay. Oh damn. That's a good one, sir. That's a good one.
Don't worry, man. If Clay gets dropped and Paris Legion picks him up, I'm gonna be. Oh God, it's gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt me to sit there every freaking week and be like, "Go Paris, yeah."
But see,
so I feel your pain. All right.
Okay. Granted, I'm like the Tiny Terrors who are Simp and Abizi. They are both SMG players. They're both aggressive, and that's how I play with my SMG style. I play aggressive. Granted, I not might get the kills like they do, but I play decent enough. I'm like, okay, well, I can hold my own for a little bit. That's my opinion.
I can't stand Simp, dude. I can't. Abizi, I like him. Simp, I can't stand him.
Why?
I think he's a prick.
He's really not, though.
I think he is, based off of some of his Twitter interactions that he's had with other players, with other people.
Well, he's trying to be a villain in a non-villain Call of Duty. And, like, if you get to know Simp, you get to know Abizi, Arcides, even Salium, like, you get, like, they are, like, the most down-to-earth people you can game with.
Like, they might be the most down-to-earth people, but I don't know, he rubs me the wrong way. I'm not going to get into it because we're going to be sitting here bouncing back and forth on this for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of time. But anyway, so let's not talk about who joins who and what does what, please, because my heart will hurt.
You're afraid that it might actually happen.
No, and it won't happen. Not for Temp. I damn guarantee it won't happen for Temp. And if it does, then
all right, people out there, this is what you guys need to do. You need to start tweeting at, like Snoop Dogg. You need to start tweeting at the Atlanta FaZe organization.
No.
And you need to start telling them, get Temp in here. So that way we can sit here.
I don't care. Shares of LA. Damn it, now you got me saying it.
You're fucking team and you're saying it now?
Now you got me saying it. Goddamn, shut up.
But this is what we need to do. We need to get Temp on it. Even if it's just for one... Even if it's just for one game. I don't care if it's freaking Gavutu Hardpoint. Get Temp on FaZe, one game, so that way I can sit here and laugh my ass off at, you having to sit there and you'd be like, yay, go team.
Okay, well then you know what, sir? Then I hope Clay, if they kick him off of the subliners, I hope he joins Paris and teams up with Temp and them.
We can't do... But here's the difference. Clay goes there, it's going to be a permanent thing. Temp goes to fucking Atlanta, it's going to be like a one thing done joke, haha, move on, bring Arcides back, we're done. So, that's not fair. I get royally screwed.
So don't take me there.
You're just cutting me real deep right now.
Yes, like, and you're cutting me deep with just one round. Like it doesn't work. Anyway,
I'm ready to kind of, venture on down this road a little bit.
To the next one. Just a quick question for you.
Okay.
Are you gonna? What time are you gonna go? Huh?
What?
What did you say?
You have to watch the playback.
I am. You know I am. What did you say?
What did he say? Temp is number 1. Yay.
I have a whole list of players that would come above Temp. So, I'm not scared.
Hey, I hope you guys were fans of me because this is probably the last time I'm going to be on this podcast. I can tell you that right now. I'm about to get voted off.
I love you too much.
Anyway.
I love you too much to do that to you. Now, so yeah, anyway, what I was going to ask...
get voted off.
On next week's Survival.
Survive. Jeez. Deathcom Survivor, here we go.
Oh, jeez. I was going to ask you, what time are you going to put your kids to sleep?
That's a good point. I'm going to go...
Did you want to do it now so we take a break before you go into the next one? Because you got the next one. Excuse me.
No, they're not going to go to bed quite yet, but I do have to go get their sleeping stuff, so I will BRB.
So take a 5-minute break?
No, not even that. I just got to walk out, open up they take like those kids' gummy melatonin things. I just got to go out there, open it up, and bring them in here for them.
All right, well, we'll just come back in like about a minute.
Is this your way of saying you got to go take like a leak or something?
I mean, I was trying to be discreet about it, bro. You don't got to tell my business out to everybody. Jesus.
It's not like I said you're going to put your prostate.
Oh my God! Shut up.
So, all right, fine. You go ahead and you do whatever it is you got to do. Just make sure you use a silicone-based water-based
God! Shut your mouth! I swear to God.
And I'm gonna go get my kids and stuff going, and we will be back here in
2 minutes tops. BRB.
2 minutes. BRB.
Hello, and I am back. Okay, get ready for the next one. We'd like to thank you guys for joining in and tuning in with us on Deathcoms. We do have a new setup in the works coming shortly. It's got to work out, small little bugs and kinks and stuff like that. So stay tuned to that. You guys get to experience the whole new setup, and then you'll see my beautiful, luscious face. What is up, sir?
Sorry, that was a bit longer of a break than I intended. My wife got kind of a crappy text message. Coworker of hers is not doing so hot, so she was talking to me about that.
Oh. Ouch. Everything's alright.
Yeah. I'm not going to go into specifics in here. I doubt anybody around here would listen to this, but
yep. Personal information stays personal information. Got it.
Let's just leave it at this.
Don't even explain it.
He's not doing good.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm just leaving it at that. He's not doing good.
All right. So anyway.
All right. All right. We have the next game up is LA Thieves versus the Minnesota Rocker.
Yep.
LA Thieves took it 3-1.
Hold on, before you start on that. That's as far as other new updates to our podcast is going to happen. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So.
Oh, you were talking about the YouTube live thing?
The setup and stuff and how.
Okay.
Yeah, we got something new coming up.
Okay. We got LA 3-1 over Rocker. Honestly, it seems like a pretty dominating game. Rocker dominated on Berlin S&D 6-2, but then LA Thieves came out and whooped the hell out of them on both hardpoint games and the controls. So,
if I've learned anything so far about LA Thieves, you don't play them on Gavutu. The fuck? Sorry, but it's true.
Who had the vote for this one?
LA Thieves, because they were higher seed.
Okay, so
the
Rocker
higher
really
seed,
didn't have a choice.
Yeah, no, they didn't. But they could have switched out the hard point, but I digress. So what determines who picks control for the major tournaments is the higher seed. So since LA Thieves had a higher seed than Minnesota Rocker, thus it went to LA Thieves.
Yeah, I really hope they start introducing some maps into this map pool. I really do.
They were talking about bringing back London Docks and I forget that other map from World War II. But they were going to bring two maps from the World War II era game into this one, so.
Hopefully they do, because, it seems like we only ever play on the same 3 frickin' maps. It's Gavutu, Berlin, and Bocage. Oh, sorry, 4 maps. Gavutu, Berlin, Bocage, and Tuscan.
Desert Siege and Occasion.
Desert Siege is an occasion map, but, like, seriously, that's one of the things that's going to start losing them viewers is, you can only watch the pros dominate on the same frickin' map with the same frickin' mode so much before you're like, we can move on here.
I mean, and I think that's when they'll introduce newer maps, is when they start seeing the dip in viewership. Although the viewership for this major throughout all 4 days was a consistent, like about 186K, I think it was.
Hey, good for them. I'm glad to see them. I'm glad to see that.
I'm sorry.
Made me
186,000. I don't think I said 1,000.
I thought you did.
I don't think I did. But in case if I didn't, it's thousands.
But hey, congrats to them on this one. I'm glad they got those numbers. Now comes the test. Major 2. Are those numbers going to be there, or are they going to freaking crap the bed because they don't introduce new maps or something? I mean, yeah, they put Apocalypse in Cold War, and yeah, it didn't get. There wasn't very many games on it, but the fact that it was there, it's one of those times where it was like, I'm going to tune in this week on the hopes that we might get Apocalypse and whatnot like that. So I hope they don't put Casablanca on here. I love playing that map on casuals, but I don't want to even think about trying to do that in a league setting.
Yeah, because we played it the other day and it was just horrible.
So.
And we're just casuals again. Fanboys at this point in time.
But yeah, so I got really nothing to add on this. Glad to see LA taking the win on this. I mean, yeah, it is against Rocker, and I do want Rocker to perform well, but this is kind of how I expected it to go. I didn't really expect any major upsets from Rocker in this series. So.
And if I can add, like, if you guys, look at this and you see that search and destroy on Berlin and it went 6-2 to Rocker, that's what I'm talking about with the LA Thieves, and they need to work on S&D rounds. Like, it's very one-sided. It's not even close. But, in the long haul of things, like, yes, S&Ds do win you championships. So you can't just put your eggs all in 2 baskets, I guess. You also gotta be dominant in search and destroy. But that's not here nor there right now. What's done is done. But Rocker, yeah, they just need to work on it a little more. Hopefully they're able to put it together with this coming major, since it is their hometown major. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Anywho, on to the next one?
Yep.
Okay. Ah, yes. I love to see this. Boston breach against the Paris Legion. Boston winning 3-1.
Go Tim.
Where was New York at?
They're on the East Coast. You're kind of right above Jersey.
Oh, really? Oh, but I thought they got knocked out last round, or last game. Oh.
Go Temp.
They didn't go far, did they? What they play, top 12? And there's only 12 teams. Huh.
Okay, you're just being mean. Continue with your reading of the scores here. You're just being mean.
I'm just saying, stating facts.
You know what? The dream team, TJ Haley and Temp for Atlanta FaZe. There you go. I said it. I hope that happens. Probably never will because let's face it, they're not in that caliber. But God, a man can dream.
Nope. Anywho,
I'm gonna God damn it! I fucking hope. I hope maybe I hope Celium and fucking Abizi come down with the flu or something. Or like, oh my God, we need some temp. There we go. Let's get Temp in here.
That's why they have Pristini in the bench, and they can pick up a second player, which isn't that bad.
Okay, fine. You know what? Let's just hope that they all get fucking sick and leave our.
What is it?
Let's just hope they all get sick. Okay, maybe a bad case of stomach flu, something that's over in like a day. So that way I can have my one day where Temp and TJ are on FaZe and...
You know that's not going to happen because they both
We're getting off into the weeds here, Vic. Just quiet. We both said things that hurt the other guy. Let's move on.
I'm just saying. With Bokosh going to Paris 250 to 249,
Boy,
241.
I love how you go from laughing your ass off to
and now presenting. I mean, gotta keep it professional, sir. I'm sorry.
Keep it professional. We're sitting here talking about prostate ticklers and shit like that. That is as far from professional.
You were.
The only time
that's
professional is if you were in the adult entertainment industry.
That was all you. That was all you. I don't know what you talking about. That was all you. That's what you like to play with, and that's on you. Berlin.
I hate you right now because my mom actually listens to this shit. She's gonna hear that and she'll be like, "I'm gonna be getting so many fucking awkward questions thanks to you."
You're the one that's bringing it up. I'm trying to drop it.
I was talking about yours, and you're the one that was like, "If that's what you like to use," and that's what she's gonna jump on. Screw everything else that's said in this thing. That's what she's gonna jump on. I'm gonna get a freaking text message or phone call. So I didn't know you were into that stuff. And I'm gonna be like, "Thanks, Vic." Great.
I'll get a text message and I'll be at work. I'll be like, "Oh, she saw the video. Cool."
They're just gonna hear this high-pitched giggle coming from your cubicle.
Actually, yeah.
You might not have a cubicle, but you get the point.
No,
anyway, continue.
It's kind of a cubicle, but I got that. Anyway, Tuscan Control 3-1 towards Boston, and Berlin Hardpoint 250 to 145.
You got Berlin S&D.
I said Berlin S&D.
I must have missed it then. Sorry.
Yeah, that's when you were talking about. Go to You want to replay that again? You want
to? I said go Temp during the
and then that's when I
when they actually kicked ass and. Anyway, I am not going down this freaking road with you again.
I'm just saying. You brought it up. I had to say something. You hurt me. I hurt you. Anywho.
Are you done?
Yeah. I read all the scores, and Boston played a really great game. Go.
Boston curb stomped the shit out of them.
Go Boston. See, and I'm telling you, and this is what I'm telling you, Boston has the capability of being a top 6 team.
I'm sorry, but you cannot say that based off of the game against Paris Legion.
Okay, who did they beat before?
Who?
Mutineers. Okay. It's Mutineers, still, but, you know, they're up there. They're in the conversation of they can do better, or they can do well.
What, like top 9 team?
Top 6.
I wouldn't put Florida in top 6.
Oh no, not Florida. I thought you were talking about Boston.
No, I'm not talking about Boston. I mean, I'm sorry. When I see Boston take down the likes of like Optic, FaZe, London, okay, then you come and talk to me, and you know I'll be like, all right, yeah, I could maybe see it. But as of right now, nah.
Okay. I mean, still, I mean, that obviously that is my opinion. I think they're top 6. You might not think so, but I think they're top 6. I'm just saying. That's just
yeah. I think next year we might have to do like power rankings. Just throwing that out there. Do our own power rankings.
We have power rankings. We did a power rankings list.
I didn't think we did. I thought we just read it off of the thing here. Anyway, we could get to. I got nothing to add to this. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. You got nothing else to add? All right, then.
Nope.
We shall move on.
All right.
Go ahead.
We have London Royal Ravens going against Toronto Ultra 3-1 to London on this. You know, congrats to them. It definitely looks like it was a close game here. London 250, 235, Kavutu hard points. Toronto Ultra 6-5, Berlin S&D. London 3-2 on Kavutu control, and hardpoint Berlin 250, 213 going to London. I mean, this right here is kind of what cemented me in London being a top 3 team. At this juncture. You know, that might change next month with Major 2 and stuff like that, but at this point in time, London for me is definitely a top 3 team. I don't think London has the chops to go and take down Optic or take down FaZe, but they are showing so much promise here. They are a bit raw, but
you gotta love it though.
Considering this team this is like all new players. There's no hold carryovers from last year. All new players, and they're putting up numbers like this against a team like Ultra, which was, you know, FaZe's boogeyman last year. You know, I got to give it to them, man. I am so glad to see them pulling this off.
You know, going into this series, when I saw it was Ultra and Ravens, I kind of got scared for London. Because just in my mind, like, the 4 players from Ultra, like, you know, Bance, Cammy, Kleenex, and Insight, it's like they'll keep it close. It'll be scrappy, but they'll keep it close and pull off with the victory. But Chops proud to, or I guess hands up for the London Ravens. Glad that they pulled it off. Like, yeah, and this did, like, even though they won, like, in Ultra going down to the losers, I kind of felt sorry for whoever was going to play Ultra. And I kind of knew that it was going to be the team that they played, which we'll come to that when we cross that road. But it's, hats off to them. They did a phenomenal job and way to show up. 4 rookie players coming into this London team and, from challengers. They came out with something to prove and they're like, listen, we're here to play and we're going to play with the big boys. And they got down in the trenches and they went toe to toe with one of the best. And pretty much knocked one down.
It's not like it was a walk in the park. I mean, these games were relatively close.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see it. It sucks for Ultra. I do feel bad for them on this one. They have been having a rough go of it lately, but I don't think any other team deserved this other than London, with the showing that London's been putting on from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
I totally think this is something that's well-deserved. I think this is something that's well-deserved for them. Because coming into this, a lot of people were like, oh, it's London, they're not going to really amount to much, blah, 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 blah. And I think they've consistently won, starting on week 1 of the Major 1 qualifiers. They maybe have lost like a game or two here and there.
They only lost one game. Well, not one game, but one series.
You remember who that was against?
Not off the top of my head. Let me see if I can find this for you.
I'm scrolling. Go ahead and keep talking. I'm scrolling through.
Okay. It's...
Jesus, they beat Optic. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was week 1 when they beat Optic, I think. And then... Did they lose to the Rocker?
We'll start at the top. We'll start at the top and I'll go down. Okay. So we have them beating Florida.
Okay.
We have them beating Optic.
Mm-hmm. I think the Mutineers beat...
they beat
the
Rocker.
They beat Rocker. Okay, I thought that...
It was against Los Angeles Guerrillas. They lost Sunday, February 13th, 3-1.
Wow. Dang, kudos to them. Sheesh.
I mean, I'm looking at the stats on that one. I mean, it was a close one.
Yeah.
It was less than 10 points for first hard point. It went 6-5 on S&D. London won the control, but then they kind of got stomped on Berlin hard point. So, but it was still a close game. So it's not like LAG just walked in and nobody said anything about it. So
right. Okay. But I mean, they're showing what they're capable of, so that's pretty good. That's awesome to them. That's typical. So to knock down one of the greats, that is Ultra. So I guess they got to clean up that. I mean, it's only one round, but still, it's like just that, like just the timings of like peeking a certain corner or just coming around a certain way and stuff like that. I mean, granted,
it could have also been blind stupid luck too.
Yeah.
Maybe Ultra was rotating somewhere and just happened to look over at this corner and caught the guy the last second or something. Who the hell knows? It could be something totally freaking stupid. Or it could be something that's maybe a major fault. So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with them. I am really happy with them.
Me too.
So
very happy.
I'm ready to continue on with this. I've got nothing really to add to this one.
Okay. I'll say this now. Karma is a bitch.
Damn.
I ended up seeing this one, and I'll explain why my comment is in that first hard point on Tuscan where phase 1 250 to 177, somebody decided to get up and try to play villain.
It was Bocage.
Bocage, what did I say? Tuscan.
Tuscan.
Yeah, no, sorry. Bocage. A hard point. After they won, somebody decided to get up and proceeded to do like a choke signal because, you know, they choked the hard point and that's one of their go-to game modes.
That's one of their go-to maps.
Well, I mean, but Optic is also a really good respawn team, so.
Well, yeah, but Bocage is definitely like a fucking phase map if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I did. This was
either
one
team. It's pretty good for either team.
This is one, unfortunately, that I did not catch.
Okay.
So, could you elaborate on who did what? Who got cocky?
I think it was a BZ because a BZ popped off on the map. And after the hardpoint ended, he stood up and. Granted, this was at Optic's house. You know, you're.
Dude, that's like pissing on the fucking living room carpet.
Exactly, and you don't do that. And did the choking symbol like, oh, they choked on one of their best maps, which is also one of our best maps. It's like you're trying to play a villain when you're not supposed to. Like, just be humble about it. Just take the victory and walk off. Like, that's it.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. You know, when I saw this, because I looked up the stats later on that night to kind of see the outcomes of the games. When I saw this, I was like, "Oh my god! I am so glad somebody went and put a fucking black eye on FaZe." Well, this was day of. This isn't including what happened later on in the weekend. You know, because FaZe has been, with the exception of the Kickoff Classic, I don't think they've lost a single game yet, have they? Or series, I mean. So, you know, to see somebody come out who, let's face it, at the beginning of the year, was looking like a steaming pile of dog shit, to come back and also fight through the controversy with the muzzle attachment and all that crap, to come back and do that. Oh man, I was over the frickin' moon. And you know, that's not to say I frickin' hate FaZe or anything. I don't like Simp. I don't like Simp because he's trying to be a villain when
you don't like Celium, but that's a different story.
Celium's a damn dirty-ass fucking cheater, and I don't care what anybody fucking says.
Okay, let's not get into it, because then we'll spend 20 more minutes on that, and kind of right now we don't have that kind of time. Time is golden.
But you know, I like FaZe. Okay, I can be humble enough to admit, you know, they've got the skills.
Then they do.
And, you know, and let's face it, you know, there wasn't any of that freaking... Last year, Celium was good. I liked Celium last year. I don't like him this year because of that, you know, aim assist bug that he's exploiting and the snaking and whatnot.
But the snaking was since Modern Warfare 2019. That just happened to carry over to Cold War. What the major issue this year is the whole little aim assist bug. But, you know.
Well, see, I'd overlook the snaking if it wasn't for the fact that he wasn't exploiting the bug.
Yeah, but again, it's not just
and doing
him.
Doing both, it's like I want to just go and be like, dude, you're fucking up your legacy here. You know.
Okay.
People are going to look back and they're going. Hold on. You know, people are going to look back and it's going to be like they're going to look back and this could potentially be a dark spot for him. Now, is he doing it all the time? No, but the fact that he has done it outshadows the games when he doesn't. Hello?
Hello.
You gonna talk here?
Okay. So yeah, Karma came and bit him in the ass, and Optic came and swept FaZe. Granted, Scumpy, Seth, Abner, Scumper Jumper, part of C2P. This man came out and showed who is king. He said, "It's me. I am daddy. I am your papa today." And in that Gavutu hardpoint, he went off, and it didn't matter if he had the MP40, his SMG, go-to SMG, because that's all. I mean, he's an SMG main player. He also picked up the automaton and started piecing everybody, getting 2 or 3 pieces, and just world starring everybody. That's how I'm just gonna put it. You know, proud of them. They did something, and I'm like, way to go. You guys came out. You guys are playing smart. I tip it. But also, like in that first S&D on Berlin, where FaZe 163, it was. I felt like some of the challenges that they were doing, like they were kind of throwing lives away, and I was like, you know,
ego challenging when they shouldn't have been.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you shouldn't do that, because you know FaZe will make you pay, and obviously they did. And then you see in the Tuscan Search and Destroy, where they 6-0'd FaZe. Like, I think Abizi pulled a donut on this one. I think he pulled a donut. I'm not 100% on that one.
That out of all the games in this series, that's the one that I'm like, holy shit. I don't remember ever, since I've started watching the CDL, which has only been within the last 2 years. I mean, I watched it off and on, back with, like, from Advanced Warfare on, but I wasn't watching it consistently. And, I don't remember ever seeing FaZe in the last 2 years.
Well, you're also forgetting this FaZe team was built.
That's why I'm saying last 2 years.
Yeah, so. Anyhow.
You know, so.
So yeah, like. Optic, Tippet, you guys are awesome. Way to go. Optic isn't like one of my like top favorites, but they are a favorite. And again, like Bio supporting subliners for Clay, I support Optic to a certain extent because Formal used to play for them, but he retired. That's not here nor there. I am sad.
Well, he quote unquote retired because now he's a part of Optic Halo.
He retired from COD. So he retired. He retired from gaming. But anyway.
I like Scumpy, you know.
Scumper Jumper.
He's no Abizi. I'm going to say it right now. He's no Abizi, he's no Simp.
He's not flashy like they are.
But you know, I like Scump.
Yeah, Scump is another guy who, like, he's humble, but like just by the way he is. Like, it's like I've seen everything he's done from way back then and stuff like that. You know, his interviews and stuff. He's a really humble person. He's a really cool dude. So, you know.
Well, here you go, man. If I had to rank my top 4 teams in terms of like who I root for, it's going to be LA Thieves at number 1. Optic because of Scump, and yeah, Formal last year. I did enjoy watching their games tremendously last year. I thought it was fun shit.
T2P.
FaZe is number 3, and the reason FaZe is number 3 is just because they're the top fucking dog, and I'm tired of watching them fucking win shit all the goddamn time. Okay? But, you know, I do root for them because, I mean, they're a talented team. You know, that I can't say any more than that. They are a talented fucking team. But it's not necessarily favorite. And NYSL is number 4. And the reason they're number 4 is just because the only reason I root for them is for fucking Clay. Yeah, that's it. If Clay was his own team, he'd be fucking like number 2. You know, but
surprised he wouldn't be number 1. Jeez.
Right. I'm sorry, I gotta go with LA Thieves on that one. Now, oh my god, Dream Team time would be if fucking Clay went to LA Thieves. I'd be like, holy shit. I'd be happier than a pig and shit. So, but anyway, yeah, I this was one that I was shocked. Like when I tuned in for the games on Sunday, I believe it was. That was the one that I was like, wait, what? Back the truck up, and I actually went and like looked it up and was sitting there and like, holy shit.
Oh, also, piece of side note, which I will be saying in the future if it happens yet again, which I'm hoping it does. When Optic won this game, this match, immediately the first thought that came to my mind was Optic made it to the Sunday Whites, and that hasn't happened in a long time. So a little backstory for those of you who don't know. Optic has always had their signature black and gray shirts on during the regular tournament. If they ever reached Sunday, they dubbed it Sunday, or the White Sundays or something like that, where they would wear an all-white hoodie or t-shirt of white and it just have the Optic logo on it, so they made it the Optic Whites. And like that brought back so many memories for me. Seeing that and just like that brought a smile to my face. Granted, yeah, they beat FaZe, but still, it brought a smile to my face because I was like, proud of the boys. They got it. They're going with the Sunday Whites, and yeah, that's that did bring a smile to my face. I was like, they deserve it. Way to go, guys. So yeah, that was that backstory.
If it's okay with you, Vic, these next bunch, can we go through them? Can we get to the final? Like, just, you understand what I'm getting at here?
No, speak.
Not sit on this. Not like the next game. Let's talk about the highlights real quick, and then kind of like move on, and not sit here for 20 minutes on it.
Well, I mean, I've been trying to move on, but like, you know, we keep bringing back. And anyway, okay, that's fine. Let's speed through these as what he wants us to do.
Paris Legion is out. I can't sit here and say go temp anymore. Okay, so we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But there's always next week.
You bring it on yourself, brother. You bring it on yourself. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, no, I'm the dumb kid that keeps putting the fucking butter knife in the fucking electrical outlet and expecting a different outcome. Anyway.
You said it. You said it. I'm just sure. Okay.
Right. Anyway,
go with the next one.
Next one we got Toronto Ultra beating Boston Breach 3-2. Mm-hmm. Honestly, not surprised. I mean, it was, with the exception of Kavutu Control and Berlin Hardpoint, they were close games, it looks like, you know. So, congrats to Toronto on this one. Yeah, I kind of wish Boston would have done it, just because, you know, new team, underdog type thing. But
I think what Boston needs to work on hardpoints is just getting the rotations, like start rotating early. But that's about it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they need to button up their S&D game a little bit too. Granted, Berlin they lost by 1 game, or well, technically 2 games, and then Tuscan they lost by technically 3 games. So, you know, they go and button some of this stuff up, fine tune it a little bit.
Fine tune is a better word.
I could definitely see it. So
I could see that too.
But yeah, congrats to Toronto. I'm glad to see them get a little bit of luck in this one, considering they've had kind of a rough go of it as of late.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to the next. This one kind of hurt. Again, expected teams were to match up, and I was like, damn, this is a toss-up because I really do like both teams. But with that said, LA Thieves did come out swinging first. In the hardpoint, Tuscan, and S&D, but then everything just fell apart in Control, Gavutu hardpoint, and even Berlin. I think this is the game where Octane wasn't really happy with himself, so just need to work on, get composure back and focus on the game, the task at hand. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, this one shocked me with Gavutu hardpoint. Not gonna lie, Gavutu has been like Thieves' map, just like Bocage is FaZe. And to see the Thieves choke on it like that, that did hurt. They looked off to a promising start on this one, but it just kind of fell apart. And it kind of sucks, but I mean, hell, you got to be freaking proud of it. I mean, look where they were, a year ago. Look where they are now as a organization.
Right, as an organization standpoint, you go from what is it, top 8 to top 4? Top 4. Yeah. Top 4.
I mean, and also look at it too. I mean, like we touched on earlier tonight, it was swapping out parts, trying to get this thing to work every freaking week, or whatnot like that. I mean, it was kind of almost like a tune in next week to see who's going to be gone and who's going to be here. And right now, they're not like that. And they're putting up some serious numbers, and they're doing some serious work. And they, like I said, they remind me a lot of like how Rocker is, where they find that one missing ingredient, and they're going to be off. They're going to be off to the races. So.
Yep. All right. On to the next.
This one.
Is this you or me? No, yeah, this is.
I believe this one's me.
Yeah.
This one was Optic won 3-1 against London. This one, to me, was a little bit of a heartbreaker in the fact that I was hoping for the Cinderella story of London running this bitch all the way to the final, where they would have probably lost in, they probably would have lost in a flaming fucking victory to, and they would have lost to FaZe, hands down. I don't think London has the chops to take FaZe down. At least not yet.
Not yet.
They have the parts. It's just getting it tuned. So I was hoping for that. Even though the outcome would have been FaZe getting the win, I was hoping London for the first major with a brand new team, would have been able to make it there. I'm happy Optic made it and took the win here, but I was hoping for that Cinderella story, But
speaking of Cinderella, this is in March. You know what also happens in March? March Madness. College basketball.
I don't follow that.
Oh, never mind. college basketball. For those of you who do know, who follow and stuff, college basketball, the Final Four, Cinderella story, just reminded me of that. But anyway,
the most I do with March Madness is occasionally I'll go and what is it where you pick your brackets and shit?
Yeah, March Madness, and then you pick
That's what it's called. I thought that was like the.
That's the tournament. That's the tournament of March, and that's where you pick your brackets and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I'll go and do that stuff if I'm feeling squirrely, but it's more or less like, hey, I like the name of this team, you know, or this team here's from Pennsylvania or something like that, and I'll just kind of like mark down who
Tar
I think.
Heels. I didn't even go to North Carolina, but I support North Carolina. But anyway. Mm-hmm.
So that's my extent of the whole March Madness thing. Is like I'll just randomly like fill out a bracket, and if it's like, hey, I do good, I do good. If I don't, I don't. You know, big deal.
And by the first day, he's already out.
Hey, anyway. Actually, my first time ever doing that, like I don't follow basketball at all. It's not a sport that I'm interested in. But at one of my previous employers, they were doing a March Madness deal, and $5 got you in. And I was like, fuck it, here's $5. And I actually did not get last place.
Well, surprising.
So yeah, it was blind, stupid luck that I didn't get first place or didn't get last place. But you know, hey, I'm happy with my outcome on that. So,
what did you get? Second to last? No, I'm kidding.
No, actually, I think I might have gotten like top 10.
I wonder if my company's doing. Yeah, I think they are. They're all college kids. Yeah, I think we are. If not, I'll ask somebody to do it. But yeah. So yeah, this was the first Sunday match, and this is where Optic wore their Sunday whites. Congrats to Optic for making it to the final, top 2. So, and then London fell down and to the losers for top 3. So, yeah, congrats to them as well. It's all tippable, so hey. On to the next one.
Next one's yours, boss.
Okay. So Atlanta FaZe came out to play. They said, no more of this. We are done with this. And they beat Ultra 3-0. Convincing fashion.
I don't even think fucking Ultra showed up.
I don't think so either. They just got manhandled. Bad.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is bad.
Like on Bocage, 250 to 144. Like, dude.
Over 100 freaking points.
106. Yep. And then you have
106 point difference on Bocage.
And then you have Desert Siege with a 6-1 towards FaZe, and then Control a 3-1. Again, dominated. Yeah, I don't know what was up with Ultra. They just said, nah, we're good. We're gonna take a day off or something. I don't know.
Is this do you think this might be their performance for the last 2-3 weeks? Do you think this might foreshadow some roster changes down the road?
No.
You think they're gonna tough it out?
Yep. But since we're limiting this on time now, we'll talk about that later. So, moving on to the next.
Yep. Next one, FaZe winning it 3-1 against London Royal Ravens. Honestly, look, the writing's on the wall. Ravens got kind of whooped on Tuscan Hardpoint. They won S&D Desert Siege by 1 game, or 2 games, I guess. 1 to tie, 2 to win. Would it be?
Well, it'd be the best of 11.
Okay, so they won by 1 game. Kept it close, it looks like, for Tuscan Control. I don't remember what like the live count was and all that jazz, but they kept it close at least for Tuscan Control. And then they kind of got manhandled again on Kafutu Hardpoint. You know, I mean, you can't go wrong here. From where they were to be a top 3 Major 1 team this year, you know, congrats to London on that run. Here's hoping they kind of go under the hood and start fine-tuning stuff and getting things going. And, you know, we might be having that discussion sometime this year where London might surprise us and get into the final. Who knows? But you know, congrats to FaZe for the win. But it does pain a little bit to see London finally fall all the way. So
yeah, top 3 is you know, it's pretty typical, but you know, congrats to them for making it that far. So yeah, hats off to them, and congrats to FaZe for moving on towards the final match.
I am so I'm gonna go and step away for just a second. I'm gonna go put my kids down now to actual bed. They're about 20 minutes over. So I will be right back, and when I get back, we can start on the final. If you've got nothing else to add, and then we can do our picks for next week or this week. Yeah, this week. So I will BRB.
Yeah. So yeah, so going back to what I was saying in the previous break, whole new setup. We're gonna have a whole bunch of other things added, so you'll get to see my face finally. You know, like I said right before I was cut off. And then like when it comes to breaks like this, like I'll go to a BRB, be right back page, and you'll hear music playing in the background and stuff like that. So we're trying to set it up so it sounds legit, or at least it works legit. Um, and then and I guess in some instances I can will show a couple of gameplays and stuff like that. Because I know in the final we have well, at least there were a couple of notable uh, rounds that I would like to showcase. But you know, all in due time, of course. Once all that we get that all situated, squared away, hopefully sooner rather than later. You know, so you guys get to see what we see and like reactions. But yeah, that's our plan. Hopefully coming soon. I have everything laid out. We just need to work out on certain um, certain bugs out, like audio issues and stuff. But that should be fixed fairly quickly. So hopefully. So you won't be in this awkward silence deal, whatnot. So. So I'll try to put some vibey music, hopefully. Um, let's see. I don't think you could hear it, but I can try. I am a big EDM fan, so probably that's what you'll hear in the background is just like EDM, electronic music, so and stuff like that. But as you guys can hear, all this is supposed to be safe for both Twitch and YouTube, so. So yeah, let's hope for the best.
Alright, I'm back. I hope you weren't just sitting here on dead air.
No, I put some music on, and I was talking about what was going to happen.
You're not going to get copyright striked, are you?
Nope, because I made sure it was safe before I did anything.
Okay. Alright, so we can touch off on the final here and then move on to our picks for this week, so...
Okay.
You might have to pull up the results for this one on your phone or something because it is not showing the full series.
Yeah, it's not showing the full series, but I mean, it's respawn. Whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. I guess now is the point. So Optic came to play with Atlanta FaZe in the grand final of the Sunday Championship. This is where Scump and the boys kept on pace, and they were doing what was expected of them to dominate in the fashion that they did, and you know, kudos to them, winning 5-2, first beating them in the Gavutu hardpoint, 250 to 130. Then sadly falling in the S&D on Desert Siege, 6-5. It was a close affair. Then you have Optic winning the Control 3-2. They also won the hardpoint 250 to 212, and then Atlanta FaZe brought the S&D back 6-3, and then Optic finished or won the Control on Tuscan 3-2, and they beat FaZe in Berlin 6-2, 6-4. Sorry. Kudos to the boys. The King was long overdue for a chip, so congratulations to them and them winning. Bad that they won, so hats off to them.
Yeah, this one was there were definitely some mistakes made on the FaZe gameplay in here. Which one was it? Which map did they play Control on? They did Gavutu, and what was the other one?
Tuscan.
I think it was Tuscan, where they did the math wrong on kills, and Optic literally got defense by 1 kill. And because I remember listening to the CDL casters talking about, you know, how FaZe there near the end just kind of like huddled up and didn't go chasing after kills, stuff like that, but they did the math wrong on it, which gave Optic the leg up in the defensive round for game 5. Game 5. So, yeah, it was just little things like that. And then the one that honestly kind of sucks that I missed was the final S&D. Because I watched the series through, and I looked away to go and do something. I think I was like making dinner or something at this point, and I looked away, and next thing you know, it was over. I totally missed what happened there, which gave Optic the win. But you know, congratulations to Optic. I'm really happy to see these guys take the win on this. I'm happy to. Part of me is a little bit happy, you know, to see FaZe kind of get that wake up call that there are teams, you know, nipping at their heels, and you know, hopefully they come back with the start of Major 2 and come back to that dominant fashion that everybody loves. But both teams really happy with what they put out in terms of, their matches, whatnot like that. There was definitely a lot of really sweet plays made by both teams. Congratulations to both of them for making it this far.
And just to touch on something, and this was neither or team or player said anything. It was more of Hex, who is the owner or co-owner of Optic, um, came out before the match. I think it was like at the beginning of the whole entire tournament, or I think it was like at the beginning of this series. I forget which one it was. He came out and he was like, please, like, you know, don't don't give don't give any hints or anything like that towards like, oh, he's planting or he's diffusing or doing anything of that sort. They're trying to keep it as like with the competitive integrity, which I see and I agree with.
I 100% back that.
So,
because they're that kind of piggyback off. There was plenty of times during this that it honestly kind of annoyed me or pissed me off when, like, say, Optics going for the plant or defuse. One of them's going for the plant or the defuse, and you'd hear the, call outs from the crowd of, you'd hear their chanting get louder, which, in turn signifies, oh, hey, something's going on. We need to check bomb plants. We need to check this. We need to check that.
Right.
I honestly, I felt bad for FaZe. I really did. I mean, when introductions came out, they were fucking booing FaZe, and it's like, okay, look, I get it. We're in Optic's backyard. This is their home series. I get that, but that's freaking bullshit. You don't sit there and boo the other team coming out. I don't care if it's Optic or if it's freaking Paris Legion. Nope, sorry. Can't make Paris Legion jokes anymore. New York Subliners.
I was going to say somebody else, but okay, fine.
But you just don't fucking do that. I'm sorry.
No,
that is freaking low down, shitty ass fucking fans that, well, I didn't know if fan service, whatever, but either way, that's shitty ass fucking bullshit. You do not do that. No. Period.
Because then, I mean, imagine you're playing a high stakes game, and you end up winning because you got, because of the crowd. They did certain things, and it's like, well, that puts a damper on the win. Like, I'm for what Hector said. I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. Because that's how it should be. Like, you should have competitive integrity, across all games, across all teams, for no matter who is playing, what house you're playing at. Just keep the integrity there. Don't downgrade it. Because, I was like, come on, y'all can't really do this right now. Like, high stakes games. $200,000 was on the line. Granted, the better team came out and played. Did that help? I mean, the what if that asterisk is gonna come in, and it's like, you don't want to have that on your record.
Well, I mean, not even that. I mean, let's look at it here. The crowd comes out. They start freaking, chant "Let's go Optic" when, say it's a game of S&D, phases up, it's 3-2. FaZe has 3 players left alive, and they're sitting here fucking chanting. Well, I don't know if the Optic guys, I don't know how much they can and cannot hear of this, but sitting there fucking chanting that shit when every time the team is down a player, well, okay, we know, granted, they probably talked about it through comms already, saying, hey, I got wiped and, this, that, and everything else. But still, you get my point, is you can't sit here and do that, because now you're just cheapening Optic's victory.
Exactly.
In my opinion, the fans doing this and giving Optic an unfair advantage is no better than Shotzi using the wrong muzzle attachment. I hate going back to that, but because it bears to the conversation, and it's kind of like a parallel, I guess is what I'm looking at, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, that'd be like, if Optic came into the final and beat FaZe and Shotzi used the wrong attachment. Yeah, you still won, but now it's dirty. So I pride Hector on coming out and being like, show some fucking respect.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we all want.
And I also, I understand to a point why FaZe got booed when they came out, because FaZe is sitting here. Honestly, when I look at FaZe, I think of like NSYNC back in the day, and it's like NSYNC is trying to come out and be this badass heavy metal band like say Slipknot. You got FaZe coming out here trying to play a villain. FaZe does not play a villain. And I mean, they feel like they kind of have to be, because, they're kind of the despised team with being so dominant. But, you don't fucking boo people like that. You don't fucking pull shit like that. Because, these guys are flying out here, they're putting on this fucking show, and they're doing it for you guys. Yeah, they're getting a paycheck and stuff like that, but without the fans, without people watching it, I guarantee you they would not have been playing for 200 fucking K on Sunday. So they're doing the stuff for the fans.
Yeah, of course.
You don't fucking do it. I mean, harking way back, I haven't been to very many NFL games. But for 1 year, my dad went and got tickets for us to go see the Minnesota Vikings play, it was the Detroit Lions. And that was one of the things that stuck out to me when I went to that game, was when the Vikings took the field, everybody was cheering. When the Lions took the field, I shit you not, it was like boos from one end of the fucking stadium all the way to the other.
That's the 12th man right there.
And I felt fucking bad. I felt so bad, because it's like, these guys are coming out here to put on a fucking show. So, I pride Hector on that. Congrats to him for coming out and saying that shit before this. If he would have said it, after the fact, I would have been like, yeah, that's kind of like half-assed, No,
well, yeah, of course.
Half-assed cover my ass bullshit, but the fact that he went and made a point to say it before the fucking first bullet was fired.
I think he said it at the beginning of the whole tournament, if I'm not mistaken, or he either said it at the beginning of this match. I don't remember when he did it, but I remember they were talking about it. So,
well, either way, man, I give the guy fucking kudos.
It's props to him. Yeah, I mean, Hector's always one for the people, so.
There's also some controversy in this one too. I don't think we've touched base on this yet, but go figure, showing the shittiness that is Vanguard with all the problems. There was lag in a LAN environment. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, also, it was, I heard from PC number 7 that was causing all the problems.
Yep, that's what's been said. However, I believe it was also announced that there was no correlation to any other games over the weekend. That PC was an issue.
No, but that
one way or the other.
But that PC number 7, well, I heard that it was, cause like anybody who played on that one played really poorly.
I don't know, that might be something we have to go and look up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an issue. I think it was Gavutu Control, where RCs basically was like lagged out.
He didn't lag out. He was just like lagging heavy.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, but maybe they need to stop doing this fucking PC bullshit. Throw them on fucking Xboxes, PlayStations, whatever. Link them together with fucking cables. Done.
Well, that's something else that they have to question too. So,
I mean, if it's a concern about, oh my gosh, tampering, whatnot like that, fucking all right, have Activision CDL people fucking go and haul these things from one major to another. They get unlocked and brought in. People play. They get unhooked, loaded back up, stored overnight. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, the amount of because what was the other? There was another game, wasn't there? That was they had to like restart.
Oh,
the game
that
like
London and Ultra game.
That was it.
They got robbed. London got robbed in that search and destroy, and I remember because I was pissed about it.
I thought it was also. I thought it was another control thing too.
That was
all I know is there was a lot of fucking bugs. But you want to fill me in on that one? I missed out on that.
So that S&D took about an hour and a half to complete.
What?
So you like that? 6 rounds.
How the hell do you make 6 rounds last an hour and a half?
It went like this, and let me tell you the donut that happened, or the big boo-boo that happened. It all started in a land far, far away. No, I'm kidding.
I was about to go get my blanket and a drink and, cozy up on my couch.
Oh, okay. Well, go get your bottle and your pacifier if needed. Blanket. I'm kidding, obviously, of course. Okay,
You're lucky you added that, because I was going to say something very hurtful.
Okay.
You're wondering what I was going to say, weren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm not wondering.
Okay. Continue with your story.
Round 1.
Ready, fight!
In Ultra London. Ultra won that first match. It then proceeds. No. Ultra won that first round. Second round, they start. London come in and bodied everybody. The last person to die, all of a sudden, everything got disconnected. But it showed that London won that round. So they were up 1-0, or 1-1. So then they had to restart everything. They had to do this and that, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. So that took X amount of time. Round 3 started. Got bodied by London. London goes up 2-1. And then everything lags out. Like everything just stops working. So they have to restart everything. And this happened for a couple of rounds. So like with them trying to fix the issues, which then piled on more things, because then other people were like, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't hear this, I don't, blah blah blah. It mounted to an S&D round of 100 or an hour and a half.
Good freaking God.
And by the end of it, the very last time before they lagged out, Ultra was up. They were on their fifth round win. They were going towards to getting that 6-1. They won that, but the game lagged out. So they didn't count that. And then reset everything, and then that's when Ultra came back with quote unquote the reverse sweep, beat them, even though Ultra won like 2 rounds in that last reset.
Yeah, that sucks for London.
So even though they still won the match 3-1, they got cheated, and I was pissed about that. I was like,
"Oh yeah, that's
wait, but you just what?" Like even the whole chat was blowing up about it on YouTube. They were like, "Wait, it's 7-6. Like, how is that possible?" Like Ultra should have won. Like no, not Ultra. London should have won that. It should have been a 3-0 for London, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with Gavutu Control for Optic Phase. Optic won it, but Arcees was having lag issues, and so they went and reran Game 5, and poor Scumpy got boned by not having his glide bomb anymore. You know, granted, not nearly as severe as what happened with Ultra Ravens, but you know that I can understand the occasional hiccup, right? But it seemed to me like there was just a lot of issues all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And that either stems from the fact that they need to upgrade their freaking servers, they need to upgrade their, PCs, or they just need to drop PCs altogether and go fucking LAN like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying this isn't true land and stuff like that. So
it's not. You're sitting there playing over a freaking server.
Server, yeah.
So I'm sorry. How hard is it to roll out 8 fucking PlayStations or Xboxes or whatever? Roll them out, hook them up, go. And here's hoping with the whole Microsoft buying thing, if it goes through, here's hoping Microsoft is like, yo, fix your shit. Here's the money. Do it right. You don't do it right, you're done. We'll find somebody else that can.
Mm-hmm.
So, all in all, though, great weekend. Lots of fun matches, lots of upsets, lots of games that we were like, not really surprised. So I'm definitely happy to see Optic win this. It's definitely a very welcoming thing, considering their blunder last year. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep bringing it up when they all fucking lined up for, what was it, Kleenex or something? You remember that one?
You mean accuracy?
Accuracy. I watched that and I was like, what did I just see? Holy crap. I couldn't believe it. So, I'm definitely happy to see Optic get this one. They were all popping off, so congrats to them. But yeah, here's hoping Major 2 is just as entertaining. Less buggy, but just as entertaining.
Less buggy, yes, and more like, yeah, just less buggy, let's put it that way. So yeah. Congrats to Optic on their finally ending their drought since, I want to say, Black Ops 4 opening weekend. Yeah, when they won that reverse against E United. So yeah.
So, just as a heads up, Vic, I might have to step away here for just a minute or two here. Whenever Christine is ready to take off, she's getting ready to take off for work. So.
Okay.
All right.
All right. No explanation. Let's just run through these, please. Our predictions.
Okay. You ready?
Give me a second. I'm trying to pull it up. Okie dokie. I have it ready.
All right. I will lead us off on this. We got Game 1, Friday, March 11th. We have London Royal Ravens versus NYSL. I'm going to go 3-1 London.
I too will go 3-0. Actually, 3-0 London.
I was going to say, just throw NYSL a bone. They might get lucky with the S&D or something.
Next.
Boston Breach versus Seattle Surge. Seattle gets their asses in gear. I'm going to go Boston 3-2.
I'll say 3-1 Boston.
And then we got Los Angeles Guerrillas versus Florida Mutineers. Oof, this one's kind of a toughie. I'm gonna go Florida on this one. I think this one's gonna be another like 3-2.
LEG.
Okay. Then we got now this is Saturday, March 12th. We have Los Angeles Guerrillas versus Paris Legion. I'm gonna go with Los Angeles Guerrillas here, 3-0.
I will agree with 3-0.
Next up, we have Los Angeles Thieves versus London Royal Ravens. This is going to be a good one. I'm going to go LA Thieves on this one, but it's going to be a 3-2.
Okay, I did the same thing.
And then next up is Toronto Ultra versus Minnesota Rocker. Based off the struggles Ultra's been having, I'm going to go Rocker on this one. 3-1.
Okay. I have Toronto winning 3-1 over the Rocker.
Next up, and this is the last game for Saturday, I believe. Yep, last game for Saturday. Seattle Surge versus Atlanta FaZe. I'm going to take Atlanta FaZe on this one. 3-1.
I said 3-0 Atlanta.
Next, we've got Sunday, March 13th. We've got Paris Legion versus Minnesota Rocker. I'm going to go Minnesota Rocker on this one. 3-0.
$3-1 for me. Minnesota.
Do we have confirmation? Do we have confirmation if Paris is doing major lineup changes? I know it's been rumored. I don't know if I heard anything that's concrete yet.
No.
Okay.
Not yet. Although I will check before we log off, so.
Next up, we've got Florida Mutineers versus New York Subliners. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go New York, but it's not going to be easy. 3-2.
Okay, I'll say 3-1 for New York. You said 3-2.
Okay. Next up, we've got Optic Texas versus Los Angeles Thieves. This one's going to be a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
This one's really a hard one.
Mm-hmm. I know what I got.
I'm going to go Optic Texas on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna go like 3-2.
Okay. I said the same thing.
Yeah, I think they're gonna ride the wave. So
I hope so.
that's the last game for Sunday,
okay.
March 13th. So
those are our bold predictions for this coming week. Remember, the major starts on Friday.
Vic, I will be right back, and then we can do wrap up and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Because my wife is waiting for me.
Okay.
I'll be right back here in just a second.
Okay. Well, at least we got through our predictions, which is great. Sorry that I made her wait. My apologies. Sorry, Christina. But yeah. Yeah. Granted, all these games or matches are predetermined already. Like, they know who they're facing off and stuff like that. So we kind of, going off of what we've seen through the qualifiers and the major of Major 1, like, we kind of get a gauge for what's to come, so, or how these teams will fare out.
Alrighty, I am back.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we finished everything up. Any final thoughts?
Holy shit, we're gonna have a rematch later on in the month of March. Optic Texas and Atlanta FaZe go back against each other. Whew. That's actually, I think, the last week before the major 2, so that'll be cool. But no,
okay.
I got nothing else to add. Like you kind of touched base on already. Yeah, we're gonna be looking at changing up how our power viewing thing goes and whatnot like that. So here's hoping you guys come back. I know we had a bit of an extended break in there with a week off due to the major and stuff like that. So hope to see you guys come back next week, where we will talk about the scorers and possible controversies, whatnot like that. Also, any roster changes will be we'll cover that next week as well. So,
speaking of roster changes, let me see if anything's been said over the interwaves while you finish talking.
I was finished talking.
Oh, whoops. So far I haven't heard anything or I haven't seen anything from any of the teams. Oh, they did. It's official. Paris Legion say goodbye to Fellow.
Oh, okay. And who did they scoop up?
Let me...
I know wasn't it between like 2 people or something like that?
Yeah. I'm trying to see who they're saying, but I can't. Okay, this is interesting. Gravity.
Okay.
Gravity is the one that's taking over his spot. So, Paraslegion said thank you to him, and that's it.
Yeah, oh my God, I am not looking forward to the next 2 weeks. I can tell you that right now. Not because of CDL games or anything like that. It's the fact that with New York being in such shambles at the moment, I hate to say it, but I think like a lot of people are predicting, Clay's going to get either benched or traded.
Oh, it's also been announced. Attach is switching to the flex role for the rocker.
Who was doing flex before that?
Priesta. And Priesta will be moved to main SMG, I guess. Yeah, main SMG.
Well, Attach is pretty beastly, so that sounds like a good fit.
Just they need to be more aggressive with SMGs. So, and I think by enabling Priesta to do that's great, in my opinion. I'm still looking through the airways, but anything to add, might as well add now.
Nope, I think we've touched base on everything we need to touch base on this week. I think we can shut this one down. We will, until we get the whole YouTube live thing figured out and all that jazz, we will continue to upload these to YouTube. Feel free to follow us there. What is your channel on YouTube?
It's YouTube / Victor Garcia. Yeah, I'll add it. I'll figure out a way how to add it and stuff, but in due time.
Yeah, it'll either be up tonight or
more likely
tomorrow sometime.
Tonight. Yeah.
So hopefully you guys come back. Like I said, leave us a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. Until next time, have a good night.
Good night, y'all. Thank you for joining. Catch you next time on Death Calls. Peace.